The media tends to have this lust for war. And now that Biden has decided to pull troops out of Afghanistan, and yes, there is chaos on the ground as people are trying to flee the country, you're seeing more and more of these White House press briefings where reporters are asking questions, pretending to be so concerned about various countries that they have never shown any concern for. They certainly didn't show any concern for all the civilians who were dying on the ground in Afghanistan through our drone strikes and signature strikes. But now all of a sudden, Tajikistan. What is gonna happen to Tajikistan? Can someone please tell me? Here's what happened during a White House press briefing recently.
Would you say that there is no interest for us having some presence on the borders of Iran, on the borders of Pakistan, on the borders of near China? Would you, or Tajikistan? Would you say that we should just give that up?
I would say that the president does not believe that the United States should be fighting and dying in a war for the purpose of sustaining American military boots near Tajikistan or Pakistan or Iran. No, I would say that that is something that is not. What you just laid out as a national security interest, we would not agree that it is right to ask American soldiers to risk their lives for the purpose of maintaining a presence near Tajikistan.
Now, Cenk, I mean, I don't know, that reporter might really have a point here. Are we really gonna give up Tajikistan, the border of Tajikistan?
Yeah, I've been worried about this for decades. What's gonna happen to the border of Tajikistan?
They need our troops. They need our troops right there on the ground at that border.
Look, we would withdraw, of course, if it wasn't for the interest of the Tajik people. I have to confess, I don't know what the actual way to refer to the people of Tajikistan is. And I'm Turkic, just like they are. So I don't dismiss them as irrelevant. They're human beings like everyone else. But you're telling me that that's why we need to stay in Afghanistan? Because all of a sudden, the American empire is obsessed with protecting the people of Tajikistan and the integrity of their border. That's a beyond absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, look, and why does the media participate in this farce? As we told you last week, one of the reasons is, we get to be even-handed. We, told you things about Trump because we couldn't help it because he was saying insane things right on TV. There was no way to cover for him. So now we want to be able to say, oh no, we hit Biden hard. And this fits in perfectly because they're all neocons. Yes, I'm talking about the press. And so they're all in favor of the military-industrial complex. So they're like, great, we get to help the establishment while pretending to be unbiased. And the second reason is just flat out money. As we told you earlier in this show, Meet the Press, so many other outlets take money from defense contractors as advertisers on their programs. And then they have generals all over their programming, and including Fox News too, of course, right? And by the way, Intercept wrote a great story about it. We'll put the link down below. I mean, Jack Keane is a former general and is another great example.
I do actually want to share that example because it gives you a sense of just how biased these individuals are as they give their expert analysis on cable news and all these conflicts of interest they have. So Jack Keane is a perfect example, General Jack Keane, just to give you a sense of what his financial interests are. He's a former board member at weapons maker General Dynamics. I'm sure that plays no role in some of his
all the millions
commentary.
He got from there, no role at all, or his current roles.
Is a chair of AM General, the company that makes Humvees,
used in the wars.
Exactly.
But I'm sure the money that General Keane is getting, he would never be influenced by that. He's saintly. That's why they never even reveal that he's actually a defense contractor as he's on their air 24/7.
And that's the thing, at a bare minimum, the responsibility of any organization that claims to be a journalistic one is to disclose to the audience what the potential conflicts of interest are, right? I mean, if they have to have this person on, fine, I guess. I think that's unethical as it is. But in the very least, you should disclose this information to your viewers. But this man has been on Fox News several times since Kabul was taken over by the Taliban, and no one knows, no one in that audience knows what his conflicts of interest are. He also sits on the boards of Kyalum Technologies Inc., which manufactures military chemical lights and other technology deployed on the battlefield in Afghanistan, and the Institute for the Study of War, a think tank that publishes defense policy proposals with the aim of, quote, developing the next generation of national security leaders, and is backed by the CACI International Inc., General Dynamics, and other defense contractors. contractors. In other words, people and corporations that stand to profit off endless wars. But the audience over at Fox News would have no idea because this information hasn't been disclosed to them. You need real reporters and real journalists like the ones over at The Intercept to disclose this information on Fox News's behalf. But by the way, Fox News isn't the only offender here, okay? You see it everywhere in Fox News. I was just watching an interview that Katie Couric did with disgraced General David Petraeus, someone who had disclosed classified information to his mistress while he was working under the Obama administration. He's talking about how we need to maintain troops on the ground the entire time. Like we need to have a permanent number of US soldiers on the ground in Afghanistan. Well, Petraeus serves on the board of Optiv Security, a large cybersecurity firm that contracts with the Department of Defense and is a partner at KKR & Co., a global private equity firm with assets in the defense sector. He also called the Afghanistan withdrawal a Dunkirk moment on Fox News and told the BBC, quote, "We should literally reverse the decision," adding, quote, "I feared we would come to regret the decision and we already are. There's no good outcome unless the United States and its allies recognize that we made a serious mistake."
Yeah, okay, so guys, these former generals, the media is their biggest ass kissers. So when we tell you, hey, when they take millions of dollars from financial interests tied to the wars, that's a fact. We just showed you some of the connections, and like I said, The Intercept has even more details and more generals, etc. Right? Meanwhile, the mainstream media is like, oh, how dare you? These are benighted angels of human beings who only care about the border of Tajikistan. That's why they're doing it. Now, who do you think's telling the truth? So David Petraeus and Jack Keane are corrupt. You can't see that anywhere else in media. You turn on cable news and you would be fired instantly if you said that on cable news. How dare you question former generals, current defense contractors? Don't you know they rule this country? Yeah, I do know that, and that's the problem. So as you saw there, Petraeus is on Fox News, but also BBC. Richard Haas, guy who used to work for Colin Powell, he's on MSNBC, all saying the same thing. Petraeus and Keane are both on the Institute for Study of War. That is the think tank that Anna told you about. That's a think tank specifically designed to create more wars and perpetuate wars for longer periods of time. So the defense contractors that fund that think tank can all get rich. And now the liars in the mainstream media will then tell you, no, defense contractors, they don't care about profits. No, they care about the good people of Tajikistan. Billions of dollars in contracts. A giant public corporation? No, it sounds conspiratorial to say that they would care about profits. No, of course not. They were doing all of this out of the goodness of their heart. No, war is a product. And people like General Keane and General Petraeus and Richard Haas are the spokespeople for that product. They do the marketing for that product. And so they sell you snake oil. But in this case, snake oil doesn't kill one or two people. It kills hundreds of thousands of people. And the people who help them market that without ever telling you the truth is mainstream media. Everybody from Fox News to MSNBC, they're all lying to you and on purpose. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.